LS11 Universe and Xander, welcome back to WWE 2K22 Universe Mode. Welcome back to Friday Night SmackDown. We are here kicking off with the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins, who addresses his upcoming WrestleMania match. Finn Balor. Not gonna play mind games. I'm not here to try and get in your head or let you in mine. What's going to happen in just under 4 weeks' time at WrestleMania is I'm going to prove why they call me the best wrestler in the world. Why I am the best in WWE, why I have been World Heavyweight Champion for over 170 days. I am 6 days removed from the biggest title defense since I won Big Gold back at SummerSlam when I stomped Johnny Gargano's head in, because 6 nights ago, I just had to beat John Cena in the middle of this ring, something very few men can say they've done. And now, Finn, you're my next test. Finn, last time we fought for a world title, things didn't go the way I wanted them to. That's for sure. This time's gonna be different. I'm a different man, and so are you. This time, it's not about mind games. This time, it's about me stomping your head in and holding this title up at WrestleMania. Seth. You don't get to just say no to me. I'm going to be living in your head rent-free for the next month or so. Just as I've been doing since No Mercy almost 2 years ago, when I brought my feet down onto your chest and pinned you to the mat for 1, 2, 3 to keep the WWE Championship around my waist. It's been almost 2 years since that day, Seth, and you still haven't beat me since. It's a long time ago. I'm the one man you've never beat. But you know, it's also been 2 years almost since I've had a world title around my waist. That's something I really want back. And after all, I know a thing or two about walking into WrestleMania, fighting a world champion and walking out with the title around my waist. Not only do I want a world title again, but I want to pick you apart, Seth. I want to tear you apart. Mentally and physically, piece by piece, starting with this. Well, hang on a minute. That's Wolfgang! We haven't seen Wolfgang in months! He just brought the prom bunny and Nathan Frazier out to the floor! Wolfgang! With a powerbomb to Rollins' student! You see, Seth, what I taught your young student Nathan there these last few weeks was all part of this game. I knew I'd be the one fighting you at WrestleMania. I knew you'd be able to beat John Cena. Because you have gotten better, Seth. You have. But you're still not better than Finn Balor. So it was a cute attempt. But maybe Nathan needs a little more punishment. Balor, you son of a bitch! Whoa, Seth. One step closer. We got Becky surrounded backstage. Unless you want your dear little wife to be stuck at home for the next few weeks. The mind games have only just begun, Seth. For now, I break your spirit. But Fight Factory, back in full force, breaks your well-being. Welcome to SmackDown, Seth. Get used to seeing me each and every week with your number. Whoa, hang on a minute! No, Door, another member of the Fight Factory! Jumping Rollins with a steel chair! Door! One of Balor's longest running stooges! Jumping Seth Rollins with a steel chair! Whoops. Becky Lynch may have been saved a beat down, but Seth Rollins suffers for it. Welcome to SmackDown. Well, fitting that we're going to be starting with this. We're going to continue the Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament here on SmackDown up next. So we already saw the Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament begin this past Monday on Raw with the team of Shayna Baszler and Ivy Nile moving on to the second round. But now here come two members of the Fight Factory, Kaylee Ray and Blair Davenport, to the ring. As I said, how fitting that they're coming out now after Seth Rollins was laid out by the leader of Fight Factory, Finn Balor. Kaylee Ray and Blair Davenport looking to move on to the semifinals of this tournament. And Davenport and Ray moving. For those curious about the chair, I did actually work on getting some of the squeaking taken care of. That was just me sitting in it wrong and causing it to have too much weight in one part of it. Anyway, sorry. Kaylee Ray and Blair Davenport make their way to the ring. Enough about my desk chair. They're going to be taking on a Raw team. As I said, pretty much the brand split doesn't matter for this tournament. Just look, man. Only so much we can do. Because here come Kacy Catanzaro and Caden Carter to the ring. Catanzaro and Carter slide into the ring. Big matchup here tonight for them. Two high-flying Ninja Warriors make their way to the ring. It's going to be Kaylee Ray and Kacy Catanzaro starting it off. Here we go. Catanzaro with a kick to Kaylee Ray. Goes for a cutter, it looked like. Kaylee Ray comes back in, and Kaylee Ray with a Hurricane Rana takes her down. Kaylee Ray getting her back up to her feet. Picks her back up now, and Kaylee Ray grabs onto Catanzaro, throws her across the ring, into the corner. Tag made, and Blair Davenport is in. And there's a punch to the gut. And Davenport with a punch to the back. Blair Davenport firing away on Kacy Catanzaro. Goes for a super kick. Catanzaro out of the way. There's a kick from Catanzaro. Now another one. Kacy knocking her back. Kacy Catanzaro. Big clothesline connects to Blair Davenport. And now Kacy getting her up to her feet, and Kacy Catanzaro throws her into the corner. And throws Blair Davenport down. Catanzaro going up to the top rope. Catanzaro. Missile drop kick onto a seated Blair Davenport. Tag made to Caden Carter. Carter is in now, and Caden Carter. Whoa! Went for a springboard moonsault. Blair Davenport out of the way. And Blair Davenport into a stretch. Into a submission stretch here on Caden Carter. Looking to tap her out here is Kaylee Ray. Targeting Kacy Catanzaro, and neither woman is legal. And Caden Carter turns it into a sidewalk slam on Blair Davenport. Went for a standing shooting star. There's a drop kick. And a senton from Blair Davenport, who tags Kaylee Ray right back in. Kaylee Ray now getting her up to her feet, and Kaylee Ray a punch to the gut. And again, there's a chop. And went for another one. Jabs her. Kaylee Ray turns around. Caden Carter caught her. Caden takes her down. And Caden Carter punching her in the head. And down she goes, and Caden Carter into the corner. Tag made back to Kacy Catanzaro. And now, whoa, Kaylee Ray rolls her through. Cover on Catanzaro. One, no. Kick out from Kacy. We'll be brutally honest here. This is the first bit of live commentary I've done in over 2 weeks. As there's a cover from Catanzaro on Kaylee Ray, who kicks out. So I apologize if I'm a little rusty. It's been a minute. I had to take a couple weeks off for some personal matters. As now Kaylee Ray knocking back Kacy Catanzaro. Knocks her back. Catanzaro in some trouble. Kaylee Ray kicks in the ribs. Pulls her in. Gets her up. And stretching her out now with a submission again now. Fight Factory with submissions locked in on Catanzaro and Carter. Caden Carter saving her tag team partner but she gets wiped out for her troubles, which gives Kaylee Ray a chance to pull in Catanzaro for the Gory Bomb. 1, 2, 3. Fight Factory is gonna move on to round 2 of the Tag Team Championship Tournament. Fight Factory becomes the second team to move on. We still have 2 matches left in the preliminary matches of the tournament. Of course, the remaining teams in this tournament, we still got Zelina Vega and Elektra Lopez. We have Charlotte Flair and Lacey Evans. That may have one of the matches. We got Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez as another one of the teams. Excuse me. You'll see more of the tournament as it commences. That's just 3 of those 4 teams. We got more action coming up, though, on SmackDown. We don't need to talk about the Elimination Chamber, because right now I am the best Intercontinental Champion of all time, and what happened at the Elimination Chamber doesn't matter. It was a fluke. I was eliminated by sheer luck on the part of whoever it was that pinned me. It doesn't even matter, to the point where I don't even remember who pinned me, honestly. Because look, now I'm going to focus on being the best wrestler on SmackDown and being on another level. Being the guy to walk into Mania and walk out with the title. Best wrestler, huh? Well, Theory, last I recall, I managed to hang in that chamber for a little longer than you did. So how about you put your money where your mouth is? How about you and I go out to that ring tonight, you put that IC title up for grabs, and I show you who the best wrestler on SmackDown is? I don't think so, little man. I got other things to worry about tonight without you being my problem. Because tonight, I've been given the chance to handpick my WrestleMania opponent. I get to pick who gets a free ride to the Showcase of the Immortals. So more stuff is being announced through the night, but if you remember on Monday, we saw Santos Escobar become the first man to qualify for the upcoming ladder match for the Cruiserweight Championship at WrestleMania Season 3. Of course, the Bruiserweight, the champion Pete Dunne, is going to be the first man in that matchup guaranteed due to the virtue of being Cruiserweight champion. But tonight we are going to fill the 3rd out of 8 slots in that matchup. Of course, SmackDown being given 5 slots due to having the champion. Raw only being given 3 due to not having the champion on their roster and also not having that many Cruiserweights. So the new leader of the Diamond Mine, Drew Gulak, making his way to the ring. Of course, the former leader, Roderick Strong, has not been seen since Cyber Sunday, so it would seem that Drew Gulak has taken over leading the Diamond Mine. He's left the Creeds and Ivy Nile in the back tonight. He seems to be looking at this as going about this the right way. He wants to be taking the Diamond Mine on a new path, the righteous and virtuous, noble path of doing things the right way. Gulak looks to qualify for the Intercontinental title match against Ilya Dragunov, the invincible Ilya Dragunov. Former NXT North American champion, making his way to the ring. The final NXT North American champion is Ilya Dragunov. He's a man that's been on a mission, and that is to capture gold here in the LS11 Universe. Dragunov making his way to the ring. Look into the eyes of Dragunov, and you see a dangerous, dangerous man right there. He conducts the crowd as his theme blasts through the arena. The WrestleMania card continues to fill up, ladies and gentlemen. We already have some amazing matches on the card. Liv Morgan versus Nikki Cross, the SmackDown Women's title. Styles and Reigns in the main event for the WWE title. Rollins and Balor for the World Heavyweight title. Ciampa and Triple H. The Ring General Walter versus Brock Lesnar in Lesnar's 20th trial. So many matches, and we're only just getting started. It's going to be one of the biggest cards ever, and I can confirm the answer to a question I was asked a while back to Zach, if you're watching. I can confirm WrestleMania is longer than Double or Nothing. I recorded Double or Nothing today. Significantly longer, and I'm not even done recording WrestleMania yet. So Ilya Dragunov makes his way to the ring. It's the Invincible versus the Coach. Gulak and Dragunov one-on-one here on SmackDown. Without any further ado, here we go. It's going to be technical versus strong style in this one, as Dragunov takes down Gulak. Ilya Dragunov grabbing Drew Gulak and getting him back up to his feet now. Dragunov with a right hook, and again, no Gulak counters. Drew Gulak grabs onto him now, and Gulak with Dragunov takes him down with an exploder. There's a kick. Goes for another one. Dragunov with a knee strike takes him down. Now Dragunov getting Gulak back up to his feet. Ilya Dragunov with Drew Gulak. Throws him across the ring. Off the ropes. Dragunov with a German suplex takes down Gulak. Dragunov getting him back up to his feet. And Ilya Dragunov with a chop. Gulak staggers. Drew Gulak shoves Dragunov down. Now Gulak grabs Dragunov. Drew Gulak with Dragunov. Out of the ring he goes. Gulak now following him to the outside. Drew Gulak now stretching out. Ilya on the outside. Gulak turning it around now, and Gulak. Look at this. Stretching Dragunov's arms out. Twisting him up like a pretzel. Drew Gulak could be considered one of the best technical wrestlers in WWE right now as he goes for the stretch again. He might be one of the best, but I quite honestly wish they would take this move out of his moveset in the game. It's the most tedious thing to watch happen. As now Gulak grabs onto the Dragunov, and Gulak, throws Ilya into the ring post. Referee at the count of 4 now. 5 count. Dragunov rolling back to his feet. And Dragunov, 6 count. Slides back into the ring at 7. Right hand to Gulak. There's a chop. Now Dragunov with Gulak off the ropes. Swings through. Into a neck breaker. And a senton. Followed by a second one. Ilya Dragunov now. Getting Drew Gulak back up to his feet, and Dragunov gets knocked back. Gulak grabs onto him, and Drew Gulak. Northern Lights to Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov gets out of the way now, and Dragunov for a right hook. Dragunov with a clothesline. Ilya hits a second one. Now Ilya Dragunov catches the leg of Gulak. Kicks at the leg. Ilya taking down Gulak. Gulak with a kick to the head. And Drew Gulak's got Dragunov down. Dragunov gets caught. Gulak throws him over the top. Out to the floor. Again he goes. The cat's food bowl turns over. I swear I only know how to record when it's at one of the 4 times a day when that bowl turns over. I'm not even kidding. Gulak gets him up on his shoulders now. Gulak stretching out a torture rack on the outside. Dragunov elbows him in the head. Now Ilya Dragunov. Huge clothesline that sent Gulak crashing into the table. Referee begins the count out. Keep counting, ref. 4 count. Dragunov could be on the verge of going to WrestleMania off a count out. 5. Now Gulak getting back into the ring. Torpedo Moscow. 1, 2, 3. Ilya Dragunov is heading to WrestleMania, and it just goes to show you how star-studded this Cruiserweight division is when Xander can't even put Drew Gulak, one of his favorite wrestlers, into the WrestleMania match. We still have 5 slots left in this Cruiserweight Championship ladder match. Over on Raw, we have the remaining qualifying matches of Rey versus Dominic Mysterio, father versus son, and Cedric Alexander versus Akira Tozawa. Cedric willing to work double duty if he has to team up with the Hurt Business. We'll get more into that another time. We got 3 more qualifying matches on SmackDown these next few weeks, but let's move on with more of SmackDown right now. Well, you know, Los Lotharios, very tough opponents indeed, aren't they? Yes, indeed. Well, you see, Tyler and myself, We are now on track to become the longest reigning champions in SmackDown Tag Team history. That puts us in quite a predicament heading into WrestleMania, though. Because let's look at the SmackDown Tag Team roster. Los Lotharios, we beat them. Diamond Mine, we beat them. Grizzled Veterans, we beat them back in NXT. Viking Raiders, we beat them. Really, there's no one left on SmackDown for us. And we've been champions all season with the exception of 6 weeks, in which case, well, we weren't allowed to be champions because our show came to an end. But Tyler and myself have been talking, and we realized there's one team in WWE we've never beat for gold. Marcel Barthel and Fabian Aichner. Yes, we're aware. Imperium's on Monday Night Raw, and Der Ring General Walter is very busy with the Beast Incarnate, but Marcel and Fabian are not busy with Brock. So we've had ourselves a little chat with Triple H and McFoley, and the general managers have agreed that if we're in, Imperium, if you're in, you two can come to SmackDown and you can challenge us at WrestleMania. It's time for us to right the wrong of losing to you in our last NXT title match against you. The ball's in your court, Imperium. We look forward to your answer. Well, a big challenge made there by Mustache Mountain. Baron Corbin awaiting in the ring as here comes the Rated R Superstar to the ring. Edge. Edge is here on SmackDown. He was part of the final 3 in the Elimination Chamber this past weekend before he was ultimately defeated. He's not going to be able to go to WrestleMania to fight for the world title, but Edge is looking for a way to end up on the WrestleMania card one way or another. The Rated R Superstar wants to be a champion again, but right now he's heading to the ring for some singles action against the Lone Wolf, against Baron Corbin. So Edge makes his way to the ring. The Rated R Superstar is here. Edge and Corbin, one-on-one. Without any further ado, here on SmackDown, only our 3rd matchup of the evening. Here we go. Edge runs at Corbin. Corbin grabs onto him now, and Corbin with Edge into the corner. Baron Corbin grabs onto Edge with an elbow strike. Now Edge, knee to the face of Corbin. Edge grabs him. Edge into Cutting Edge. Cutting Edge is in on Corbin. Could he get a submission here in the first few moments of the matchup? Imagine that if he could tap out Corbin immediately. Edge has Cutting Edge locked in. Corbin rolls it through, and Baron Corbin pushes Edge back. Edge falls back into the ropes. Corbin grabs onto him, and Baron Corbin kicks him in the ribs. Going for a DDT. Edge knocks back Corbin. Edge with a chop. And again, Edge firing away on Baron Corbin, knocking him back. Edge, double axe handle, into a clothesline. And now Edge pops Corbin up, drops him into the mat. And Edge grabs Corbin, getting him back up to his feet. And Edge with a kick to the ribs, pulls him in, pops him up. There's the execution. And the Rated R Superstar looking to wrap this one up quickly. Edge in just a matter of moments looking for a record quick victory. Spear connects to Corbin. 1, 2, 3. Edge gets the win over Baron Corbin. The Rated R Superstar picks up more momentum in his favor. Who knows if Edge will end up at WrestleMania. If he does, I'd feel bad for whoever he's got to face, because that man is a man on a mission for sure. That's a huge win there for the Rated R Superstar. Edge getting himself a big win here tonight. Big win there for Edge. We got plenty more coming up on SmackDown. What the hell? Well, What is Sheamus doing? Hang on a minute. Kevin Owens. Stunner to Sheamus. Owens out of nowhere making a save for Edge. What the hell is Kevin Owens doing here? Owens saving Edge from an attempted post-match beatdown from Sheamus. Kevin Owens with a nod to Edge, and Owens heading out of here. Well, I guess we'll get answers from Kevin Owens when he's ready. We got more coming up on SmackDown. Oh, hang on. Backstage, there's the SmackDown Women's Champion, Nikki Cross. She's found a hockey stick. We must be in Boston or something. She's attacking the #1 contender to her championship. She's jumping Liv Morgan backstage. Nikki Cross with Morgan up on her shoulders. Oh, drops her onto the concrete. Cross sending a message. Well, we're going to keep moving on with the show. It's time for the Intercontinental Champion, Austin Theory, to pick his opponent for WrestleMania. So it's weird. I had a modded attire for Theory, and it's just not working. I'll play with it some off stream, or off episodes. But I just thought I'd point that out. Theory, that's why he's back in his default attire. It's supposed to be a modded attire, just didn't work this time, but I'll mess with it. Austin Theory making his way to the ring. Let's find out who the Intercontinental Champion is picking for WrestleMania. So as all of you know, I've been Intercontinental Champion now for a good 3 or so months. And I'm already going down as the best Intercontinental Champ in LS11 history. Tommaso Ciampa who? Because in my time as Intercontinental Champion, I've beat former world champions like Finn Balor. I've beat some of the best there are on SmackDown like Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. And so for a true champ like me, there is only one man I could pick for WrestleMania. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you all to my WrestleMania opponent, Jinder Mahal! You've got to be kidding me. There's no way this can be allowed, right? There's no way. This guy got like he's like what, 0-50? Something like that. Oh, wait a minute. Here's someone who might have something to say about it. Braun Steiner! The Breaker! Braun Steiner! Jumping Jinder Mahal! Steiner! Gets Mahal up and Braun Steiner drops him! Now Steiner marching down towards the champ. Austin! Let's look at the facts, champ. I've been here the same amount of time as you have on this show, and I've only been pinned twice, and somehow you're the one with gold around your waist. So it's gonna go one of two ways, buddy. You're gonna change your choice, and you're gonna face me at WrestleMania for that Intercontinental title, or I'm gonna beat you into submission and make you change your mind. Shoosh! Braun, I like you, but shoosh, please. Steiner, I got a lot of respect for you, buddy, but look, I already confronted the jackass in the ring before you, so you're cutting in line, pal. See, I came to SmackDown as the Cruiserweight champion, and I was defending that title week in and week out. And while I defended it, I was promised that if I was a good enough Cruiserweight champion, that once I was done, once I lost that gold, I'd get to move up the card a little bit, maybe fight for the Intercontinental, maybe fight for the world title. The way I see it, what should have been a guaranteed world title match for me, I had to share with you and Dragunov. I've yet to get a one-on-one opportunity at any championship since I lost my Intercontinental, since I lost the Cruiserweight title. So if anyone's going to WrestleMania to fight for that Intercontinental title, it's me. Chad, I share the same sentiments. I like you a lot, buddy. If you step in these ropes, I'm going to drop you. I'm going to hit you real hard. And you're not going to make it to WrestleMania. Gentlemen, please settle down. Please settle down. Look, I can't come out there tonight to take care of things in person or handle this business. I'm actually not even in the arena right now. I'm actually backstage in one of the back rooms of WWE warehouse, working on some stuff involving WrestleMania. So I've had to call in remotely to say, look, you all make good points for WrestleMania except for Jinder. So I'm going to make it official, Austin. I've called you a diamond in the rough. Well, a diamond in the rough is formed under pressure. So the pressure's on, Theory, because in 3 weeks at WrestleMania, it's going to be Chad Gable versus Braun Steiner versus Austin Theory for the Intercontinental title. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some things to take care of before my own WrestleMania match. Let's roll on with SmackDown. Well, Triple H said it best, and now we have the IC title match confirmed for the show as well. We're going on to another Cruiserweight Championship ladder match qualifier. We're going to fill that 4th slot. We're going to be halfway there now. As here comes A-Kid to the ring. I talked earlier about the last 2 qualifying matches for Raw. Other than this matchup here, we're still going to be seeing Nathan Frazier versus Noam Dar, Student of Balor versus Student of Raw, and let's just flip reverse the order I said that, in a qualifying matchup very soon. Dragunov has now qualified as well, as we saw earlier tonight. But the final qualifying match we will see, as remember SmackDown gets 5 slots. This will fill 2 of those, the third of those 5 slots. And of course, the Frazier versus Dar match will fill 1 more of them. The last Cruiserweight Championship slot on SmackDown's end of things will be filled when we see a one-on-one matchup between Wes Lee and Angel Garza of Los Lotharios. So the one and only former Cruiserweight Champion Ricochet making his way to the ring. Former Intercontinental and Cruiserweight Champion is Ricochet. The one and only getting ready to make his way to the ring and take on A-Kid. Looking forward to this one. Ricochet looking to go back to a bit of his roots, go back towards the first title he ever held in the LS11 Universe. He was a historic Cruiserweight Champion. Hell, I might even say he was the best Cruiserweight Champion we've ever had. He held that title for 280 days. The longest reign of the Cruiserweight title out of anyone in the LS11 Universe, 10 months. That man stood atop the Cruiserweight division. So Ricochet makes his way to the ring. Ricochet and A-Kid, one-on-one. A-Kid with a clothesline. Goes for a kick. Ricochet. There's a chop at him from A-Kid. Ricochet grabs the ropes, springboards into a Hurricane Rana, taking him down. And now Ricochet getting A-Kid back up to his feet, and Ricochet grabs onto him, throws A-Kid into the corner. Ricochet goes for a chop. A-Kid counters, kicks him in the ribs. A-Kid now grabs Ricochet, takes him down, and A-Kid jackknife cover. 1, no. There's another kick. Ricochet getting picked back up to his feet. A-Kid with a chop. A-Kid firing away on Ricochet. A-Kid with another chop connects, spinning wheel kick, and another clothesline. A-Kid could be on the verge of a big win here if he could knock off Ricochet. Punch his ticket to his first ever WrestleMania. As Ricochet grabs onto him, and Ricochet with A-Kid into the corner. And now Ricochet grabs onto him, and Ricochet with A-Kid throws him across the ring, into the corner. Drop kick, sends him into the corner. Down goes A-Kid. Now Ricochet grabs onto him, getting A-Kid back up to his feet. Ricochet scoops him up. Ricochet. Avalanche takes him down. 1, 2, no. A-Kid kicks out at 1.5. Ricochet's got him down now, and Ricochet going up to the top. Ricochet already looking to end it. Went for 630. A-Kid got his knees up into the ribs of Ricochet. Now A-Kid floats over, and A-Kid, what a DDT that he just hit on the former champ. And now A-Kid with a drop kick to Ricochet. Cover. 1, 2, A-Kid unable to put him down. Ricochet is down. A-Kid, what's he thinking here? He grabs onto Ricochet. He gets him back up to his feet. Ricochet gets caught with a right hook, and again now A-Kid gets knocked back. Ricochet grabs onto him, and Ricochet with A-Kid into the ropes. Ricochet grabs onto him, pulls in. Ricochet throws him. A-Kid ducks him. Ricochet springboards, handspring into Hurricane Rana and a kip up. And now Ricochet with A-Kid, dragging him away from the ropes. Ricochet into a cover on A-Kid. One, no. And now A-Kid in trouble. Right hook from Ricochet, knocking him down. Ricochet going to get back up. A-Kid staggering back to his feet. What a kick from A-Kid. A-Kid with a hell of a kick off the skull of Ricochet. They collide now, and A-Kid, whoa, takes him down. Fujiwara armbar. Ricochet's in some trouble now. Ricochet in some serious trouble. A-Kid. Oh, Ricochet pulls it back through. A-Kid staggering back to his feet. Ricochet with a right hook and a jab. Ricochet with a kick. Ricochet pops him up. Northern Lights floats through, pops him up, and Brainbuster from the one and only. A-Kid tips back up, and Ricochet got him with a big bicycle kick. There's another stomp from Ricochet. Ricochet out of the ring, springboard, 450, cover. A-Kid's down, 1, 2, A-Kid gets the shoulders up. And now Ricochet to the top. Ricochet, the one and only, with 630 senton. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Ricochet's heading to WrestleMania. Sorry about it, A-Kid, but Ricochet is the one heading to WrestleMania. A big win there for Ricochet over A-Kid. Ricochet fills up the 4th slot in the Cruiserweight Championship matchup. But he looked to regain something he hasn't held in just over a year and a half now. Big win for Ricochet. We got more coming up. Main event coming up soon, but before we get there, we're going to hear from Mr. Money in the Bank, the man who made his return on Saturday, Cody Rhodes. So where do we start? Well, let's answer the question that's on all your minds. Was I really injured for these last 4 weeks? Yes. Yes, I actually was. That poor excuse for a world champion, Seth Rollins, injured me at the Royal Rumble. Now, poor Randy Orton can't be here tonight because I happened to injure him at the Elimination Chamber, it would turn out. But Randy wants a face-to-face meeting with me next week. Fine. I'll meet you there, Randy. I got plenty I want to say to you. And yeah, our conversation might be no contact between us, but I got plenty of damage I want to do with some things I gotta say to you. It's been a long time coming. Oh, and by the way, I've heard you're bringing a mediator. Doesn't matter who he is. Let's finish our business, Randy. See you next week. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do not have a main event match tonight because our main event of the evening, the most infamous man on SmackDown, explains his actions. Damian Priest, the Archer of Infamy, explains why he did what he did to John Cena on Saturday. If you didn't watch the Elimination Chamber, what happened on Saturday was Seth Rollins had just successfully retained the World Heavyweight title over John Cena. The man who said if he does not win the world title by Survivor Series this year, he will hang it up and call it quits. After Cena was defeated, Damian Priest would jump him at ringside, put him through the announce table with the South of Haven choke slam, and then leave him laying with a razor's edge on the concrete floor. The Archer of Infamy makes his way to the ring tonight. Let's find out what Damian Priest has to say. Why has he done what he's done? So you all think I owe you an explanation. Ever since I got here 6 months ago, I haven't even been here half a year, and every time I've tried To get something going here, I felt this aura. Some aura that prevented me from being the top guy that I'm supposed to be. I walked in and got a title match with Seth Rollins by fighting through a tournament, but still, I wasn't in the main event. I beat Edge, one of the greatest of all time at Survivor Series, and again, they're still not putting me in the main event. All because every time something gets going, there's been one man here that's kept everyone like me in his shadow on SmackDown. That man is John Cena. A man who's past his prime, who should have left and stayed gone years ago. So I did something for everyone when I attacked John Cena. I found my mission. I've been talking about a mission, about Judgment coming to SmackDown. My mission is clear. Send John Cena away from WWE for good. John, you talk about your legacy. You talk about one more run. If you want that one more run, you're gonna have to go through me. Because if you ever show your face around here again, I'm gonna cave it in. So John, please, show your face again. Come back to SmackDown next week. I look forward to hearing what you've got to say. I look forward to hearing whatever kind of excuse you've got. But until then, John, the day of reckoning is here. SmackDown, you're gonna be put on notice. Because the Archer gets what the Archer wants.